Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Today I want to talk a little bit about what's going on up in Manila with the nurses and some other stuff. We'll be talking about divorce today and a little bit about Afghanistan and how that affects some of the veterans over here. And it does affect some of the veterans, expats over here in a big way. Because we do have some Afghani expats, not many over here, but also it affects some of us other expats that have PTSD, things like that. Fortunately, I'm not in that category. Here's a story about the Manila nurses though. With all the hospitals being filled up in Manila, a lot of the nurses up there are getting way overworked. They're working way too many hours. They're not even allowed to take their day off in some cases, okay? And they're being called in on their day off and told that they have to come in. They have to come in. It's like mandatory. So they go in, they work 7 days a week, and they're tired, okay? And for good reason, and they need a rest. So a lot of these people are getting worried about their health, and they're worried also about being around all these people with all the sickness that's going on around the world. So what happens is this. They're tired. It's not just the nurses. Big thunder over here, guys. The nurses, the doctors, the healthcare workers. 40% of the nurses have quit up in Manila, they said. Now, I don't know if some of them went back. Some of them were asked to come back. I'm not sure if some did. Some of them also said that they were still going to quit. And I'm not sure how many are going to leave. They didn't say. But they also said some are considering going on strike. Now, that's a big issue for us expats now. Like I said, I'm not sure if most of those nurses went back or not. There's been no news on that yet that I've heard. Hopefully they do. But for us expats over here that need to go into a hospital right now, all the hospitals are full, chock full. And guess what? The nurses, there's not enough of them around there to really help you when you need help sometimes. That's a huge, huge issue when you have an overworked nurse trying to take care of a bunch of people that are sick. That concerns me. You know, as an expat over here, if I get sick, that I might not be able to get the care that I need. Maybe because the doctor quit, or they're understaffed on nurses, or just maybe they're not capable of taking care of you anymore. You know, there are issues going on over here. Big issues. Be wary of that, guys. If you're coming over here right now and you have big healthcare issues, and there are people being let in here right now, by the way, under the SRIV program, a few, as we've talked about before, a few are being let in. Be careful what you wish for. And like I said, the SRIV program, it's a trial program. It's not without its issues. It has its issues. Even Mary Rose would tell you that, you know, that there's a lot of stuff you have to go through. So be wary of that, you know, but be careful what you wish for, guys. It's best to just kick back right now, wait till all this, you know, goes through, gets done. Let all the kinks in the world work themselves out. Maybe it's going to be a year. Maybe it's going to be 6 months. Maybe it's going to be 2 years. Maybe it's going to be 3 years. I don't know. I don't see this going past 3 years, but I didn't think it was going to go over a year myself either. But it did, you know. So that's part of the issues that are going on here, is that, okay? And we just need to get through that. Here's the other thing. This is a thing that's going on over here right now is a divorce law that might have a chance of making it through. Kind of hoping that it does, for many reasons. A lot of women, the only way that they can get away from their ex-husband is by annulment and basically saying that you're kind of crazy. And it's very expensive to go through that annulment process. So with that said, it costs about $4,000. So if they pass this divorce law, supposedly it would cut down that cost way down to almost nothing. Just a matter of filing some documents and you're done, okay? And that's a good thing. But here's the thing. If that doesn't go through, these women can never get married and get married and move into a financially, you know, a financially good relationship. So a lot of these women are forced to live with another man even though they're married. And they can't get out of that because they can't afford it because of poverty here. So this would be a good thing for these women. It causes a lot of problems, this stuff. You know, these issues, some of these issues over here. I read the article the other day, and some of the politicians were saying, hey, 99% of the other world they have divorce, but the Philippines doesn't. We need to start looking at the way things are in the world, and we have to, look at this and say, hey, we need to join the rest of the world and be up to modern society. We need to be up to those standards, and hopefully it goes through. I know some people here don't think the same way we do outside in the normal world. Philippines is a little bit different. Most will admit that here. When you come here, you see that yourself. Things are definitely different in the Philippines. I love the Philippines, but things are different here. There's a different way of thinking here, but I do love it here. Here's the other thing I want to talk about today. And this is probably one of the toughest things for me to talk about. From a veteran standpoint, the other day when Afghanistan was basically left behind to fend for itself by our president, and we pulled out with no means of supporting or helping them or any plan, it kind of left 20 years of soldiers that have fought over there in a really, really bad spot, because now they think that they fought for nothing, that their brothers over there that they saw fight died for nothing. That's the way they look at it, and that's just not cool, that our president didn't think about what the impact that this was gonna have on some of our veterans. And it also affects people that didn't fight over in Afghanistan too, because we're all brothers. Veterans are all brothers. Some of us might not like each other or whatever, but we're all brothers, We are all brothers. We're all bound together by the fact that we have all served. Am I proud of serving? Yes. Would I do it over again in the current society that the U.S. has? I don't think I would. I'll be honest. I did it because of the society that I was in back then, but the society has changed in the U.S., and not in a good way. I'm not so sure I'd be willing to fight for some of these people in the American society today. I just don't feel that some of these people are worth fighting for, But I love the guys that did go over there to fight and died, some of them, and I love them to death. And those people, some of them paid a big price. As veterans, we all gave our time. We all gave some of our time, and we need to stand by our brothers that served over there right now in this moment and thank them for their service, because Biden just made these guys the new Vietnam vets, the ones that were mistreated when they got back. He mistreated them by doing what he did, by making it look like, well, we were over in Afghanistan for nothing. Look, it's back in the same hands it was before. And I just want to say that, guys, from my point of view. We usually don't talk politics that much around here, but talking as a veteran, I just wanted to voice that opinion, and I'm sorry if I hurt some people's feelings, but then again, I'm not, I think the way that I think, and I know sometimes I lose some subscribers over one thing or another because of something I said. Most of the time we stick to the info, but this really troubled me this week, and I'm a little bit disgruntled at this. Even over here in the Philippines, and I left the U.S. behind, it still hurts me. It bothers me. It bothers me because I know some of the guys that served over in Afghanistan. I know some of those people, and I love them like brothers, and it hurts to watch all this happen. It hurt to watch that plane take off and have 2 people fall out the back and more people in the wheel well that got crushed supposedly. And I'm sure there's even bigger disasters than that are happening right now. Plus the interpreters and things like that were left behind. What's going to happen to them. And all the people that are rushing the Pakistani border to get out of there so that they don't get killed or hurt by the Taliban. Anyway, guys, I just want to speak to that. God bless, guys, and God bless our veterans. And God bless America, most of all, America needs a good blessing right now. We need something to happen big time. And let's hope maybe that this president gets impeached and the other one behind him gets taken out or whatever, as it may be impeached also. I don't know. I don't know how to solve this issue at this moment. I think everybody is kind of in the same situation. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. God bless.